All right, so Eliza Markov is what traits of the characters did Peter want to highlight that were perhaps not in the foreground or focus of the original artwork? How did they both feel this adds a new dimension or not to the richness of the stories?
It's a very good question. It's a very good question. Well, I'm not sure that I did that actually. Um, I was looking at the films as a whole. Sometimes when I do a poster, my approach is to look for a central theme and really burrow into that and sort of talk back to the film a little bit, a little more of a conceptual approach. But with these ones, I didn't do that. With these ones, I wanted it to feel like the film plus the way I draw, right? So it was more trying to.
Yeah, I loved that about him, Peter, because I wasn't like I'm a fan of your stuff, and I knew I wanted to see our stuff through your filter, and I wasn't sure how far you'd go into, say, realism with the characters, and I think you found a lovely balance where it looks like the characters. They're not on model to be animated. They've got more details, little changes, but they're not a completely different, like, how the character might look in a pure Peter Diamond illustration. You kind of found a
Yeah,
happy place, and I love that. And the tonally and everything, they feel like the movie. Yeah.
it's very much about the tone for me, because the thing that I was looking at was, besides having it feel right, was relationships between
Mm,
characters.
mm,
Because there's so much of that in those films is about these connections between characters and how they're interrelated. And yeah, I don't think I did the thing that the person is thinking of. And as for what you mentioned, it's a challenge to illustrate a poster for an animated
mm.
film.
Because
And
it's
the
already.
approach that always seems to work best for anybody that I've seen do it well, including the famous Drew Struzan. He did posters for certain animated films like American Tail and stuff.
Right.
And yeah, you keep the characters, you keep them true to the way they look on screen,
Yeah.
because otherwise it doesn't look like the character anymore. But then everything else, the setting that they find themselves in, you can be a lot more free with. And I wasn't going to try and make the the scenes look like the way you guys drew them,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
I
I was
love
going to
it.
interpret them through my thing.
Yeah, I love it because I think one of the primary ones that really inspired me was you did the Green Knight illustrations, and they felt great. And I'm glad that there's a touch of that. I feel like there's a touch of that in what you did, and
Yeah,
they
for sure.
still look like our guys.